I'm now calling to order a regular meeting of the City Council, Tuesday, August 12th at 7 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilwoman Rogancy.
Here.
Councilman Dwyer.
Here.
Councilwoman McGee.
Here.
Councilman Boyke.
Present.
Councilman Noonan.
Here.
Councilman Lafferty.
Here.
Councilwoman Moore is present. We have a quorum.
Next item.
Next item is for adoption of the consent agenda. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. I would like to move item 4N on the consent to the regular agenda and adding 4Y to the consent agenda, which is the award and purchase of one 2025 McNeilius rear loader sanitation truck.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
yes,
Rogan C is yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item, adoption of the agenda. So moved with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. What we're adding to the regular agenda under public hearings and administrative, 10C, which is an administrative hearing regarding demolition of 7584 Chalmers. Under council business, adding 12C, Underwood Park Library update. Item 12D, discussion regarding moratorium of chicken ordinance. It's the animal, but it's
Welfare.
that section of it. 12E, legal update from Mr. Schroeder. Under correspondence from the mayor, adding 13I, which was 4N on the consent. And under miscellaneous, adding 11D, which is the matter of Chastity Evans. Under 11E, Rashida Tinsley. 11F, the Tyler case. And that is it for me.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
yes,
Rogan C is yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is calendar of pending matters. Motion to receive and file with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. A request we made at the last meeting regarding reclassifications and promotions and the like, we requested an update on that process, and it didn't make it onto the calendar of pending matters, but as per the court order, the administration has 10 days to provide any documents that the council requests, but there is the opportunity to contact council office if they needed more time. I was contacted regarding this issue, and they asked for more time. I didn't see a problem with that. We always try to be reasonable as we can, and so we will have that information for the next meeting.
Any other discussion? Item can be removed. It is my item relating to the fire stations.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Next item, approval of the bills of the general revenue funds. Motion to approve with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Yes, I had a couple questions. I did talk to Mr. Fox and had some clarification on some items, because it's a little confusing at this time of year, because we're paying for checks for things that the work or the process was done before the end of the fiscal year. So it'll take a month or two, right, Mr. Knapp, probably through August? Yeah, so I had to clarify, because there were certain things I knew weren't budgeted, but they were in the old budget, so I was satisfied with that. I did have a question. Under the fire department, there is a check 682-355 to ABC Warehouse for station appliances for $594. I had a question what appliances those were, and my interest in that is purely from the standpoint of we've had not good track record with some of the appliances, dishwashers and things like that. They're not lasting because we're buying residential quality dishwashers and we really need commercial. And I was wondering if this was a commercial purchase or still residential. Still residential, Mr. Commissioner?
We haven't had good luck with commercial, but we're gonna try it.
Okay, all right. Hopefully we have better luck this time. Thank you. The administrative building renovations, that was budgeted last year? I don't remember ever even discussing renovations of the administration building. That was budgeted last year, so that would be a carryover, okay. And I did see an item, I see some promotional materials, American Graphics, but I saw Metal Promo LLC that, from the fire department, it's being charged out of operating supply, and I was curious what seemed like the name would imply, Metal Promo LLC, that it would be a promotional material, not an, under the definition of operating supply, but I'll get a report from Mr., we'll look at that. Mr. Fox will look. I'm just not sure. And for instance, there's Fire Smart, that's fire prevention materials, I get that. So I was just curious why that was under operating. And then check number 682729, under the animal control. I was just curious why we had a charge to, we were paying Ingham County Humane Society. Just totally curious why we were reaching out that far, that we would, be using that. But I can get that. It's not crucial. I just like to keep on top of things. I did see under the DPW service towing, there are 3, I don't know how many tows, $480. We do have a tow list, and I've noticed that it seems like all the DPW towing is going to service towing, and it's all towing is supposed to be round robin, and there is never supposed to, it's illegal to provide any free towing. So if there's any free towing for the police department, they cannot do that. It's against the state law. So if a police car breaks down and it's towed, we have to be charged for it. It's not something somebody can give us for free, and I just think that everyone needs to be aware of that, and that we have a round robin towing process in the city. So just on that. That's it for me. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 7B, which is approval of the bills of the water and sewer systems. So moved.
Support Dwyer.
Discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is audience participation regarding agenda items only.
Those who want to speak tonight under audience, this is for agenda items only. You have 3 minutes. There's additional time at the end for general comments. Thank you. Lori Harris, thank you for getting a head start, Ms. Harris. Try it again. Go ahead.
Hi, Lori Harris. There we go. I wanted to talk about 12B, just because it talks about the zoning ordinances, and I had a question. I understand that we have way too many variances going to our ZBA, and I'm wondering if there's such a thing as like planning and zoning for dummies, where people could actually be educated on how to be effective planning commission and zoning board, because I think we're wasting a lot of time, and we're granting so many variances and changes to plans that it's not helpful to the city. We don't have a direction and a goal. And I'm afraid that changing the zoning ordinance so more of these things are already included may not be a great idea. So when you're discussing that, if anybody has knowledge of a class that could be presented by someone with experience, that'd be a great help. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the end of audience. Next item.
Next item is 9A, announcements. It's a fire station resolution. It's actually the resolution that was presented to the family that owned the property before the fire station was built. We did present that without approval because we had to do it quickly, but we did present it to the family, and this is it was really in honor of the Sanker and Crociata families, and so I would just make a motion to approve. I will put this on the council Facebook page, but we've already read it and given it to the families, so I would just like to ask for your consensus in approving that. So motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
All in
Support
favor?
Lafferty.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Mr. Oshkosh, I'll put you at the end. We closed audience, so I'll put you at the general audience. You'll be first at the end of the meeting.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I would like to proudly recognize and honor Sergeant Kevin Barnhill of the Warren Police Department on the occasion of his retirement, which was effective yesterday, August 11th, 2025. Sergeant Barnhill served the city of Warren for 24 years with dedication, professionalism, and courage, exemplifying the highest standards of law enforcement. Throughout his career, he has been a steadfast protector of our community, responding to emergencies, safeguarding our neighborhoods, and building trust with the residents he served. His commitment to public safety, his skill in the line of duty, and his willingness to put others before himself have left a lasting impact on both the Warren Police Department and the city as a whole. Sergeant Barnhill's service reflects not only the values of honor and integrity, but also a deep and genuine care for the people of Warren. On behalf of the residents of our city, the Warren City Council expresses our gratitude and admiration for Sergeant Barnhill's outstanding career. We thank him for his years of service, sacrifice, and leadership, and we extend our best wishes to him as he begins this new chapter of his life. Sergeant Barnhill, thank you for protecting and serving our community. Your legacy of service will not be forgotten. I have a couple of announcements. The Warren Police Department will host Operation Back to School on Saturday, August 24th, 2025, from 2 to 6 p.m. at Fitzgerald High School to support low-income families in South Warren. Families will receive free backpacks, school supplies, and haircuts and hairstyles for children, plus enjoy activities including an ice cream truck, bounce house, face painting, and police unit demonstrations. To improve access for South Warren residents, a free shuttle will run all day between Lincoln High School and Fitzgerald High School. Organizer Officer Bryce Moon says the event aims to ease financial burdens and build trust between police and youth. We want kids to see us as approachable community members, not just uniforms. Donations of school supplies or financial contributions are welcome. Please contact Officer Moon at bmoon@warrenpd.org to help support this initiative. And while we're discussing Fitzgerald, I would just like to offer and make a personal comment that I think it was fantastic that the voters in Fitzgerald approved their latest initiative. I know it's a tough time for a lot of people, but the fact that the people were willing and understood how important it was to invest in their schools. Public school is a cornerstone of this society. There's no doubt about that. And when you see people supporting that, just doesn't get any better than that. I started my career in politics as being on a school board, which was probably the most greatest experience of my life. And I will never forget the people that came forward and supported initiatives in Warren Con when I was there. So really kudos to the Fitzgerald people. We have a lot of things going on this weekend. On Sunday, August 17th at 12:30 to 5 at Howmich Park, it's the 80th Koreans Liberation Day Commemoration and Cultural Festival. The organizer is the Korean American Community of Metro Detroit. There's going to be traditional Korean music and K-pop performances, Taekwondo demonstrations, Korean food tasting, raffle prizes, free entry. Everyone is welcome. Again, that's Sunday, 12:30 to 5 at Howmich. Also at Howmich on Saturday from 2 to 6 p.m., the Cultural Commission is having an event, their Safety Day. Food trucks, ice cream, smoke detectors, blood pressure and glucose screenings, program sign up, drone demonstrations, CERT CPR demonstration and sign up, crime prevention advice, safety tips, meet community policing officers, overdose prevention and info. That's at Howmich also at 2 to 6. And at the same time that's going on, there is a bottle drive for the Warren CERT team, and also a mission of love, which Mr. Marshall has been active in after the death of his daughter from cancer, and he has been raising money for years to help other families that are going through that tragedy. That's a mission of love, and he is sharing the proceeds with Mission for Love and CERT that day. So if you go to Howmich and drop off bottles and cans from 11 to 5, that will be greatly appreciated. And when you drop off returnables, if you enter in the drawing, there'll be a table for 10 for the September 20th Comedy for Cancer show, and you could win that prize. And I think that's it for me.
11 to 5 is what date?
That is the same day as the 17th on Saturday. So when you're going to the safety day, the family safety day, drop off your cans and bottles. They always have a big truck right when you pull in. JD has that all set up.
He does.
And I'm sure you're gonna see most of us there at the safety day. It's a really, it'll be a great event. I think 3 council people, Mr. Dwyer, you're on the.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I mean, K-9's also gonna be there doing a demonstration. We're gonna have a fire truck there. We're gonna have a rescue unit there. So really, it's gonna be a lot of fun for everyone. That's it.
That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Any other announcements?
Madam President.
Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. The Warren Concert Band, under the direction of Director Jeremy Doobie, is presenting their summer concert series, and there is a concert tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. The event is free of charge. I dare say that there is one going on right now on Chicago Road, but I wouldn't want anybody to change the channel or turn off the TV and go over there. But go ahead and do that. It's a great night and for some beautiful music, and then catch us on the replay. But again, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Warren City Hall for the Warren Concert Band. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Next item.
Next item is public hearings and administrative hearings. 10A, public hearing request to vacate public utility easement, vacate the existing north-south 12 feet public utility easement abutting lots 19 through 22 of Curfu subdivision located between Murtham Avenue and Miller Drive, 31925 Van Dyke Avenue, Section 4. Nick Lavdis, Lavdis Self-Storage LLC, Robert Kirk, Huth, Lang, and Badalamenti PLC, PEV 250001.
Can someone from the administration summarize the matter?
Thank you, Madam President. City Council, I'm Ron Worth, I'm the Planning Director. To summarize this, this is on the location of the Pampa Lanes site, and this is a simple 12-foot wide north-south public utility easement. It was built into the subdivision at the time, years ago, and they got site plan approval for the site. If you've been there, and I was there today to look at the progress, they have the building up. They've got the front part already under construction. That's all moving forward. This easement is a north-south easement to the west of the building. Has nothing to do with the construction of the building. If it affects anything, then it's going to be a detention pond that'll set in the rear to the west, so to speak. It was thought that it wasn't necessary to be vacated, but to sort of clear the site of any easements. Who knows, they might want to build something back there. That's basically what it's about, why they wanted to do it. As I said, it's 12-foot wide easement, north-south. The south 60 feet of this on the south property line is crossed, there's an overlay, by a 60-foot wide easement for a 6-inch sanitary sewer that goes east and west right out to Van Dyke. This won't affect anything. That's already has been a recorded easement since the 50s. So that summarizes it. I think you've got the petitioners here if you want to hear from them about anything.
Thank you, Mr. Worth.
Okay.
Petitioner is welcome to speak.
Good evening, members of City Council. Thanks for having us here tonight. David Bruckelmeyer Rasheeds, 39300 West 12 Mile Road, Farmington Hills. Appreciate you hearing this matter tonight. Really what it comes down to is, again, a little bit of cleanup. This was an old vacated alley. It was never really used. We can't find any evidence of utilities ever being in this easement. We did go out and did several explorations. We started with a survey. We had a professional engineer take a look at this, make sure that there weren't any public utilities running through the area. Then we went out and did a physical exploration, confirmed that there are no public utilities running through this, and nor was there ever evidence of any running through. So happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. You can have a seat, and we'll open the public hearing. If we have questions, we'll call you up. I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone from the audience who would like to speak on the matter? Seeing and hearing none, I will close the public hearing and turn it over to council for action.
Motion to approve.
Support Lafferty with discussion.
Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. I have a question, and I don't know if anybody is here from water, perhaps engineering, Ms. Gapshis, to address the concerns by the water department.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Gapshis. Good evening. The question, the water department said that their sanitary is not clear and would not suggest vacating the public utility easement. And then there's a note that on the 31st of March, that planning spoke with you, Ms. Gapshis, regarding the sanitary sewer easement.
So I checked that easement that they're vacating, and there's no sanitary sewer or water mains within that easement.
Our map was wrong.
the map was incorrect?
Yes, sir.
All right, so at this point, you do not have any concerns with the
No.
vacation? Okay. Thank you, that's all I had.
Any other discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 10B, Administrative Hearing, which was tabled July 8th, 2025. Consideration and adoption of a resolution to approve the demolition of a house and garage located at 21065 Dofer through the nuisance abatement process. Motion to remove from the table.
Support Lafferty?
Let's see, motion. Question, Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Item is off the table.
Motion to approve with discussion.
Support.
Discussion, Mr. Lafferty?
Thank you. Through the chair to Ms. Michaels, please. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Councilman.
Thank you. The questions that I had raised earlier, because this house is uninhabitable in its present state. I'm not a building inspector, but I know when I see a house that has no roof on it, that is it's unfit for habitation. I think that's without question here at the moment, but what made this case a little different was that it was still being used as a residence. So my questions to you were to provide options in this case, because it was so specific. What do we do with the resident? What options can we provide, and what remedies does the city have in order to clear that and make it amicable so that that person is moved to a safe location to be housed, and we have the opportunity to, pave the way for demolition. So if I'm reading your letter, is there more of a preferred option that you have? You have 4 different options. Are you suggesting that we proceed in order, 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, those are options. Well, the first step would be, of course, to adopt the resolution.
Mhm.
They would perfect the finding that it is unfit for habitation. The options are, well, second, our chief building inspector would post the property as unfit and order it to be vacated. From there are 2 options. One is self-help, which is implied under the housing law. And I'm not so sure that has ever been addressed by a court. So my recommendation is to follow the second option, which would be to pursue an equitable order from the circuit court. And Mr. Schroeder sent me an article today out of New Jersey where a city did have to remove somebody from a house before demolition, and they had a court order. I've seen a reported case where a city exercised self-help involving police with just the authority of a building inspector to remove somebody. I don't recommend taking that course. I prefer going to court, knowing that we're proceeding legally. And if I may, Councilman?
Please,
I
please.
also suggest reaching out to the Department of Health and Human Services. I've tried to contact the county. I don't believe that they have housing inspection services anymore. I haven't been able to reach anybody. I've contacted 2 attorneys. But there is a state agency, Angela Taranesco from CDBG has helped me find an appropriate number. We could call them. They have procedures of their own that they could follow when a house needs to be demolished.
What I wanted to do on behalf of council was ensure that you had solid legal footing in this case where we didn't have much precedent to refer to, and where most of ours are pretty cut and dry. We're demolishing a garage, we're demolishing a house that's long since been vacant, it's a burned out structure. This is substantially and materially different from those cases. So I wanted to ensure that we had every opportunity here for you to follow due process and ease the implementation of this plan from start to finish.
If I may?
Please.
This issue is unprecedented. I could not find one court case addressing the same facts. That's why the proper course would be to seek a circuit court order and proceed according to how the judge wills us.
I didn't think I could be surprised anymore when I first saw this house, when I first became aware of it several years ago, and only to learn that I could be surprised more to find out somebody was actually living still in the home. So it's an incredible situation. So I thank you. I am absolutely convinced that we have all of the legal remedies here available that you've researched, and that we can finally bring this to a closure. So, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I have no other questions.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. I'm just gonna say, do we need two motions?
Do we need,
Mary, do we need two motions?
Mary?
Because there was a resolution.
Yes, there's an amended resolution, and that includes the authorization from council for the city attorney's office to file a court action.
Okay, so
If
just
needed.
one motion is good.
If needed,
Okay,
correct.
thank
One
you.
motion, one resolution.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I will call the question. Let's see, Mr. Lafferty,
Yes.
Ms. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer,
Yes.
Mr. Boyke,
Yes.
Mr. Noonan,
Yes.
Ms. McGee,
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 10C, which is a public hearing, request to approve the demolition of a house and shed located at 7584 Chalmers, through the nuisance abatement program. And this was tabled twice. May 20th. So motion to remove from the table.
Support.
Let's see. Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty.
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer.
Yes.
Mr. Boyke.
Yes.
Mr. Noonan.
Yes.
Ms. McGee.
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Item is removed from the table.
Motion to approve.
Support Lafferty with discussion.
Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. Through the chair to Mr. Lezay.
Good evening, council. I'll give you an update as of today. Last Friday, we did receive, I got an electrical permit that was issued on Friday on 8/8/25. It was just strictly for it was an online app for a 100 amp service. And that's the only other action I've had. The city certs, and I'm surprised that the owner is not here tonight, because since they just got a permit for electrical service on Friday of last week, and we had city certs that were issued back in October of '24, they're now expired. This is the only only repair permit we've had since our original inspections. When we got into this place, our original inspections were performed in December of '24, where all the violation sheets were issued to the owner. And now here we are, August 12th, and just as of Friday, I got this electrical permit. I have not had any discussion with the owner, and I'm kind of disappointed he's not here tonight. I did not get any voicemails from him or any emails. So I think it's odd that we just had electrical permit come in on Friday, but I have not had any discussions with the owner. I
Point
went
of
by
order.
today,
Point of order. We might have had, did we have a notice problem? Okay, because it wasn't on, it was added tonight on the agenda. It was not on the posted agenda that was on the website.
so maybe he wasn't properly notified, I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't, he was already notified, and you're not notified again when it's tabled to a date certain. But it was not on the agenda, so I don't know if we should give him the benefit of the doubt because of that.
I have his phone number. I can reach out to him tomorrow to find out. I mean, I noticed he has came to the last couple hearings. And obviously, since now we have an electrical permit issued as of Friday, so I don't know where to move from this. I visited the site today. Front yard appears to, looks like there's a cleanup that started there.
Maybe we should table it to the
Miss-
next
So-
meeting.
Mr. Lafferty still has the floor. Go ahead.
We're not tabling if I make a table motion, if he doesn't.
I have no objections to tabling. It sounds like Mr. Lezay has some work to do yet on this, and I don't want to be presumptive and.
So there's a
assume
lot of
that-
work to do on this house, a lot of work.
Oh,
remaining.
no, work for you, sir.
Oh.
As far as research and understanding, where they're at and ensuring that, you're up to date. I like to have your recommendation on, we tabled it to give them time
Right.
to, make a positive step forward. They committed to making changes, to getting permits, seeking a CFC, and
I've gotten one permit 5 days ago. It just came in. It does appear that the front yard is been cleaned up a little bit, but I am a little disappointed that the owner's not here. I'm kind of shocked. I thought for sure he would be here, so maybe he wasn't properly notified. I'm unsure of that.
Right.
I can tell the only progress that I can see is a little bit of yard cleanup in the permit that came in on Friday, and I know this house is in pretty poor condition.
yeah, yard cleanup and one permit is a far cry from the commitment that
agree.
was made. So if we can, I'm more than happy to table this for 2 weeks with the understanding that they have to appear, or we're gonna go right back to approving a demolition.
I have his
Support.
number. I will notify him myself by phone too and tell him the importance of this, and this house will be condemned if he doesn't show up to this. Because
Motion to-
I do not have much progress on this at all. A little disappointing.
Thank you, sir. Motion to table to date certain, August 26, 2025.
Support. And Madam Chair, he was noticed, but it didn't happen to be on the published agenda.
Okay, tabling motion is on the floor. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Items tabled.
Next item is 11A, which was tabled 7/22/25, consideration and adoption of a resolution approving network use agreement with Comcast. Motion to remove from the table.
Support Lafferty.
Let's see. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Item is off the table.
Motion to approve.
Support Dwyer.
Discussion?
Support. Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. Through the chair to Mr. Shuman.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening, sir. Based on our committee of the whole and what was presented, has anything changed in the agreement since that time?
No, nothing has changed.
All right, so everything is intact, the new, the settlement and all of the plans for the WAN infrastructure?
Yes, everything's in place.
Okay. And when do you expect this to begin?
So there's an initial phase. We have to do our network upgrade, the hardware on our side. And then after that, Comcast will come in and do their upgrade. And I expect that for our side to be completed probably 3 to 6 months, and then after that, Comcast will proceed.
Okay, so your network upgrade, that's a separate project
That's correct.
that will be brought forward?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and that's expected, so 3 to 6 months from now?
Yes.
And then Comcast can do their work?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, so that we're looking at potentially February of next year?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
No other questions?
Any other discussion? Mr. Schroeder?
I just want to point out to the council, we did some research on this, approved the concept, the idea of the settlement. What's not in the packet is an actual copy of the settlement language. I did ask Ms. Michaels about that recently. So I think council can approve this subject to review and approval by legal counsel of the actual settlement language, if that's okay, just to make sure.
Thank you.
Um, no objection.
Do you want to do
I'll
that as
accept
an
that.
amendment?
I'll accept that.
Oh,
Mr. Dwyer actually made the supporting motion. Do you accept the amendment?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's see, Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
11B, consideration and adoption of a resolution to approve an intergovernmental data sharing agreement with Macomb County Public Works Office for sharing geographic information system. So moved.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11C, consideration and adoption of a resolution approving municipal credit and community credit contract for fiscal year 2026 and authorizing execution of the contract. So moved.
Support Noonan.
Discussion.
Discussion.
Mr. Lafferty?
Thank you. I've got a concern relative to the paratransit section of this agreement, and is Ms. Tereschenko available? I don't know.
She was here.
Wasn't she here earlier?
She was.
So one of the issues that I have, resident contacted me and for protection of their identity, I'm just going to, identify them by this gentleman contacted me, was a stroke victim and filled out his connector application under ADA. And he meets all of the eligibility under the program, and then was told that his address was not serviceable by SMART. Now, I looked under Exhibit A for this agreement, and this agreement clearly states that the service area is the city of Warren. It identifies our borders and transports up to 1 mile outside the city of Warren for doctor appointments. He requires the use of a wheelchair and a walker, both of which can be accommodated by the bus. It does not exceed the weight limits, and he's within the service times and dates. So I have a concern that our residents may be contacting SMART, and under the paratransit section are being denied eligibility arbitrarily, yet we're continuing to pay for the service. So I don't know if there's anybody from the administration that is available that can address those concerns.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Moore?
Mr. Lafferty, we can send that over to the administration, your concerns. Put that in the results letter. Can't you do that, Mr. Camp? Make sure that Ms. Tereschenko gets a copy of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see that that's evaluated, because it sounded like the decision that was granted was arbitrary, and they are not upholding their end of the agreement. So if that can be added to our resolution, then I'd be amenable to this. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12A, which remained tabled July 22nd, which is proposed ordinance to amend Chapter 2 of the ordinance, use of the city seal and city logo. This would be a second reading. We did receive some modified ordinance. We have not really had a chance to examine that, so I would suggest that we leave that on the table.
Okay. Next item.
Next item, Council Secretary Mindy Moore, discussion in Ray, zoning ordinance updates and outside consulting firm.
Sorry. Ms. Camp?
11D for settlements.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I had them under council business, didn't I? Oh, no, I am. I got them. Okay. Let me get them out. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Camp.
Thank you, Mary. The first is 11D, which is motion to approve a settlement discussed in closed session in the matter of Chastity Evans versus Progressive Michigan Insurance Company et al., Warren, Wayne County Circuit Court case number 2024003945N1. Motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
We'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
11E is resolution approving settlement in the matter of Rashida Tinsley versus Muhick et al., United States District Court, case number 224CV12669DML-KJA. Motion to approve this case pursuant to the terms discussed in closed session.
Support Lafferty.
We'll call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 11F, resolution approving settlement in the Tyler Wade versus City of Warren et al., United States District Court, case number 225CV12424, LVP-JJCG. Motion to approve the settlement pursuant to the terms discussed in closed session.
Support.
I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12A. We already did that one. 12B, Council Secretary Mindy Moore, discussion and raise zoning ordinance updates and outside consulting firm request for an update on consultant project by Beckett and Rader. Motion to approve with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion. Ms. Moore?
Yes, thank you. Over a year ago, actually, in February, I believe it was, of 2024, the City Council passed a resolution requesting the administration to assist with the creation of a zoning ordinance steering committee to recommend a comprehensive update to the city zoning ordinance. As you'll remember, we had a joint committee meeting of the whole with the zoning board and city council. And at that time, you know, many issues were discussed with zoning, things that they thought needed to be discussed in council. So at the end of that, that meeting was actually February 5th of 2024. We did pass a resolution after that. I checked with council members this week to see if anyone had been contacted outside the formal setting of the council meeting, and no one had. It was our expectation, certainly, that council would be part of that, ZBA, planning, and other groups. I was actually at the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting, July 23rd, I believe it was. I had received more phone calls than I can count about that meeting. But in review of that, the video of that meeting, it was indicated by someone from the city attorney's office that the zoning ordinance was being updated, and it was almost done, apparently, with an outside consultant. And no ZBA members were a part of that. No council members were a part of that. Now, whether planning commission members were a part of that, I don't know. Further research, the city of East Point, they are partnering with McKenna to update theirs, and along with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation to update their zoning ordinance. And they have a steering committee that consists of 2 council members, 2 zoning board members, and 2 planning commission members, as well as a DDA board member, along with administrators, the planner, and the building official. And they're transparent about it, and they put the committee information If Warren has a consultant doing this, why aren't council members involved? Zoning board members? Are they just gonna forward the finished product to council, once again, throw in our laps and we say yay or nay without any involvement from the beginning? What we wanted was it to be an interactive process. And after a lot of things have come up, and I've had discussions with individual zoning board or ZBA members of different things that have come up recently that absolutely require updates. Gas stations are now mixed-use developments. You know, there's issues that have come up with parking and, pardon me? Porches. Oh, I don't know about the ZBA hasn't mentioned that. But, pardon me? Yeah, but, you know, it's, and people are pouring driveways that are going over sidewalks, which is absolutely improper, illegal. And, you know, there's just all kinds of things. There's the sign, we have LED lights now that have to be considered. And we really need, but we need to hear from the people that are listening to the petitioners and what problems are coming up. Because sometimes when you're dealing with one issue and then you look at a site, you see a problem somewhere else that needs to be addressed, and it's not clear what, you know, needs to be done. So I don't know where in the process this is. It was reported to me, I watched a little bit of the meeting last night and wasn't able to find the spot where it was brought up last night, that apparently this zoning ordinance is done, and that the planning department was going to start a review of it. Mr. Mazzarelli, do you have something to add? Apparently it was going to September 12th or something, a review, but we've not been contacted at all. No interaction whatsoever in a year and a half. So,
Good evening, Council. So I'm the first one to admit that our zoning laws are outdated. We just got the first draft back from them. I don't know if it's the first draft that I've seen. Planning got a copy. It was sent out to a handful of us just to look over for the initial review. We set up September 12th just for the handful of us to go over, just to look at key bullet points before we set up a more formal program to look over it with you and move forward with the actual planning part of it. We wanted to check it over because it has been so long since we've seen anything. This is the first I've seen of any of it in the 2 years that I've been public service director. So I wanted to look it over. It's not real light reading, so it's taken me a little bit, but then along with my other responsibilities, I've gotten through about half of it. They've done a good job. There is a lot of work to do yet, but we have fully intended on including you in on the process and the public as well.
well, and we certainly want ZBA involved.
Absolutely.
They're really our eyes and ears when it comes to zoning.
Absolutely.
And, you know, council ultimately makes the final decision on this. And, you know, I think that, you know, I had this discussion with somebody. It's got to end that we are just Warren.
Oh, absolutely.
Our zoning ordinances, what we expect, our standards are too low. And it can't be any more, well, it's just Warren.
Yeah, some of them.
And with the signs have to be better, the designs have to be better. And another discussion we've had, we need a business maintenance program, because we've got to start holding the businesses in this city responsible for their properties. And I know we're stretched. I know you do the best job you can with Blight and trying to make people comply.
Blight has actually been focusing a lot on the main roads and on the businesses, and we have actually gotten a very positive reaction the last few months from some of these businesses. It's not an easy road. It's not a quick turnaround. So, you know, some of these people are very set in their ways. But we've been making steady progress with a lot of these places. Places that I know that I haven't seen grass cut in years are now taking care of their property. You know, I mean, we're trying to do it with a little more, we're not trying to be as punitive as we were in the past. We're trying to be a little more soft-handed with it, and talk to people and say, hey, we want good neighbors in this city. If you want other businesses to move in, you've got to keep your property up, and people seem to be responsive to
Yeah,
that.
I totally agree with that approach. I think it's smart. But, you know, for instance, you'll see a Walgreens big, old faded sign, you know, one place I saw the other day. You go to Rochester, and of course, it's a nice monument sign, and it's all nicely landscaped and manicured and flowers. And we just don't have that in so many parts of town. And it's not just South End, North End, it's, you know, it's the Walgreens by my house at 13 and Hoover is not in great, they're not great neighbors either with their landscaping.
And I said all of my inspectors, when we go out, no matter what department, zoning, building, property maintenance, we want good neighbors. And that's the attitude that we've taken so far, and we're starting to get better results. But yes, I do
Good.
agree, our zoning ordinances need to change.
So what I would really request is, like we asked, you know, a year and a half ago, to when I'd like us to look at the draft, you know, couple people from council, why this really, I realize we hadn't been involved because Mr. Boyke would have been involved because he used to be on ZBA, so he would be a perfect person to be involved in this as well. But if we could involve some ZBA, at least let them have some input, because they've come up with so many things that they see that, you know, we have to go with the times,
Absolutely.
you know. So I really appreciate your comment, and I know you're working really hard.
Yeah, we have every intention on including you and bringing everybody into the fold on this.
Perfect, thank you. And so we're gonna get, we've got the update, we know where we're at, and so we'll go forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to receive and file.
Yeah, motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes. Next item.
Next item is 12C, a library update. Madam Chair, motion to approve.
Support Lafferty.
Thank you.
Discussion?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, the Library Commission met, and they approved the final documents and everything to do with the Underwood Park Library. It's not been given to us. We don't know why. Every day that it's delayed, the price is gonna go up. We're gonna lose time in design and prep work, and it's gonna keep going back and back. And we're just kicking the people in the teeth once again in that area. And why, maybe I can ask the chairperson of the Library Commission, maybe she doesn't understand how it works, or maybe Treasurer Barnwell could help, because she sits on there. They just have to bring it over to council. It doesn't need approval from the mayor or anybody else. It can be sent right over to council. We make the final decision, nobody else. They are an autonomous group. They don't report to the mayor. They don't report to anybody else in this situation. So they've approved it, the paperwork is done, it needs to come to council. And we need to get going on this. We know what is, you know, it just needs to get over to us. We can't delay this anymore. It will just not be fair. So I would ask that we send a letter or a result requesting the Library Commission to send that over for the next council meeting for us to consider approval.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Lafferty.
through the chair to the secretary, the results letter, I'm not certain if the Library Commission is going to be looking at the results packet.
We'll give it to them.
Can we
We can mail it separately.
mail?
Certainly, we can get it to Ms. Barnwell, email it to her, and I'm sure she could facilitate that happening.
Yeah, I'd like to ensure that our letter gets to the recipient.
We'll do, Ms. Camp will make sure of that.
Perfect. Thank you.
I think she'll make sure of it. She's
She'll
pretty good
probably
about, yeah, she's pretty good. Thank you.
Okay. Is that a formal motion
Yeah, motion
to send a results
yeah,
letter?
to request the
Okay.
Library Commission to send the,
I will
package
call the
over.
question. Ms. Moore?
yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 12D, which is discussion about a moratorium regarding the chicken et al. Ordinance. Mr. Boyke asked to put this on the agenda. So
Madam
motion
Chair.
to approve.
Support
Support.
Lafferty.
Support.
Support Boyke. Discussion?
Yes, discussion.
Go ahead, Mr. Boyke.
Madam Chair, if I could have Public Service Director, Mr. Mazzarelli, approach. This past week, I received a concern, I wouldn't say not necessarily a complaint, but a concern about our chicken ordinance. The resident had taken out a permit to construct a chicken coop. The new chicken ordinance was passed, and when it was revisited, he was cited to do some additional work. And I forwarded the complaint to you, and I think you could probably explain it a little bit better than me.
So yeah, after that, I looked into it a little more. I wasn't really consulted on the animal ordinance because 99% of it doesn't fall under my purview. We looked into it a little bit. There seems to have been some misunderstanding on the intent of the new ordinance. Part of it was referenced in regards to the coops to a ordinance that about sheds and outbuildings, and it's a little bit of overreach, if you ask me. I think it was unintentional, and I think we need to revisit it. I've talked to the guys in zoning, and I've talked to the attorney's office, and I think that we're going to sit down and bring something back to you. Maybe we can have Mr. Schroeder put some input. We've referenced some other local cities and their chicken ordinances, but if there was just something, I think it was just a minor mistake would end up costing our residents a lot of money, and for no particular reason. So we'd like to avoid them from having to pay all that extra money. So we'd like to just, in the future, bring you something that's gonna amend that ordinance, and in the meantime, we're not gonna enforce that aspect of the ordinance.
What was your impression of the coop that he built?
That was impressive. That was very impressive.
Solar-powered lights,
Solar-powered
everything?
lights and gates, and yeah, that was very impressive. We
Spent
did
some good
everything
money.
right on that one, that's for sure.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Any other discussion?
Madam President?
Mr. Lafferty?
So we're asking to declare a moratorium on a specific section, the entire chicken permitting, Article 10. What are we being asked to establish a moratorium on, so that you have your?
I don't necessarily even think we need a moratorium. We're just not gonna enforce that part of the ordinance until we get it corrected. That gives them a year before they have to comply with that part of the ordinance, so that gives us plenty of time to fix it.
Madam Chair, to the attorney.
The question is that the letters went out to the residents that told them they had a year, so we just wanna make sure that they know that we're gonna fix it before they start getting upset.
So a letter was sent out to everybody that had requested a permit?
Everybody with a registered
retroactively?
chicken coop. So all 57 residents that have registered chicken coops received a letter from the attorney's office letting them know they had 1 year from the date the new ordinance went into effect to become compliant.
I would like to see something a little bit more concrete. That way you're not caught in a gray area. And if we can communicate with them that we are suspending or, placing a moratorium on a particular section, and they're not beholden to that. What I don't want to see is somebody,
The legislative part's your
Of
your
course,
thing.
but that's my point. You are saying that you don't want to enforce something in particular that's on the books, but that puts you into a gray area that you're being selective as to what part of the ordinance you want to enforce and which ones you don't.
Well, according to the ordinance, we don't have to enforce it for a year, so that gives us enough time to change it. So I just want to make sure that the residents that were informed.
All right, so Mr. Schroeder, can you speak to that?
There is a section of the ordinance which does say that there's 365 days from the date of the ordinance. So that would be 365 days from time to time in late June.
So perhaps we can just send another letter to those 57 residents and let them know.
that would be more than acceptable. I just want to be absolutely clear that we have some work to do to fix this, that this particular section's being reviewed, and please don't be concerned about this
The
if you
previous
have,
letter.
and if you have questions, to contact your office and someone can explain it to them.
I think half of them have already contacted my office, so.
Madam Chair?
Mhm.
I mean, is it appropriate that we designate you the poultry potentate?
I wear a lot of hats.
I think I see a T-shirt coming on.
Madam Chair, I'd like to add.
Mr. Boyke?
I prefer the residents getting a letter too also, because if they don't get the letter, I fear that they may just take it upon themselves and spend all that money and then find out they didn't have to later.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right.
This would be a motion to receive and file? Appropriate? Okay. Let's see.
Well, yes, under the
Yeah.
way it's written, yes.
So, motion to receive and file.
Support Lafferty.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next item.
Next item is 12D, or 12E, a legal update from Mr. Schroeder. Motion to approve, Madam Chair.
Support Lafferty.
Mr. Schroeder.
Thank you. First update is that yesterday, the governor signed the approval for the charter amendment for the November ballot. Last week, we received correspondence from the Michigan Attorney General's office that both the language in the charter amendment and the ballot language were approved. They found the language to be fair, objective, and accurate. So there will be a charter amendment on the November ballot. I did talk to Ms. Michaels, who is communicating with the clerk's office to make sure this does go on the ballot. It is the amendment that deals with the sort of gray area in our charter, the Warren Charter, related to acting or interim appointments for department heads. So if approved, this amendment will limit the amount of time the mayor can appoint a person to serve as acting or interim to 3 months. The council would be able to extend that for an additional 3 months while there's the completion of a selection and an appointment process. Just as a reminder, we just went through the Charter Review Committee, and we did look at a number of other municipalities, not just in Michigan, but in the country, that have some sort of guardrails around the interim and acting appointment process, where really the Warren Charter is silent on interim or acting appointments. So the voters will have the final say of whether that gets approved. Another update, the Kratom situation. Kratom is the herbal supplement that is available at some gas stations and stores and these vape shops. You drive by, you see Kratom in the window. The first time I didn't know what that meant. But it's an herbal supplement that can mimic the effects of opioids. The police department believes that this is a dangerous substance and there's potential abuse. There may be minors getting to this stuff, and it's available at not just anywhere, but certain places on main corridors. In the meantime, since council voted to ask for an ordinance, and council did that after the police department spoke at a council meeting, the FDA, the Federal Drug Administration, issued a warning and announced that the FDA is going to start looking to regulate this substance under the Controlled Substances Act. But there's a whole process for that to take place at the federal level. This could take a long time. So in the meantime, we have developed a draft ordinance. I want to thank Ms. Michaels as well, worked with her on that, and looked at ordinances from other parts of the country. There weren't that many, there were a few. But we do believe under the Michigan Home Rule City Act, which is the governing law for the city of Warren, that we can regulate this under health, safety, and welfare. And I think the next step on this would be, I think the Legal Affairs Committee has a copy of the draft, is to get with the police department and sit down and go through the first draft, and then we can bring a first reading to City Council. Another update is with the Housing Commission. As council may remember, this has come up over the last several years into the prior term. about the Housing Commission ordinance being out of compliance with our state housing laws. And there's a draft amendment ready to go to bring our Housing Commission ordinance in compliance with state law, in addition to clarifying another gray area, which was what are the status of the employees at the Housing Commission following some amendments to the State Housing Act in a Supreme Court case. We have both an ordinance amendment and a draft agreement between the city and Housing Commission that need to be finalized. I had a meeting with Mr. Clark and Ms. Sullivan from the Attorney's Office on this a couple months ago. I'm waiting for their feedback on these drafts, and hopefully soon we'll be able to reform another gray area in our laws. In the meantime, we're also working on the Civil Service Ordinance, made great progress there, getting close, the Ethics Ordinance, and the Special Event Permitting Ordinance. Got something back from the Attorney's Office on that. We're collaborating on that one as well. So we have a lot of activity pending, and we'll be coming back with these for council approval.
Great, thank you. Motion to receive and file?
Yep, motion to receive and file.
Supported.
Support Lafferty.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next item.
Next item is 13A, which was tabled August 12, 2025. Proposed resolution providing public notice of intent to sell vacant tax reverted property at 20803 Wellington, Warren, Michigan, et al.
Motion to remove from the table.
Support?
Support Mr. Noonan. I'll call the question. Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
No.
Rogan C is a yes. Item is removed from the table.
Motion to approve with discussion.
Support Noonan?
Discussion, Mr. Lafferty.
Thank you. Through the chair to Ms. Michaels, please.
Good evening.
Good evening. My question on this is, do you have an agreement pending? It's waiting in the wings for this?
With council approval, yes. I believe it's in the packet.
Well,
We sent.
it's been postponed and,
Oh, I'm sorry.
tabled for so many weeks now. This is the original letters from May 5th. So the buyer is still waiting?
The buyer is still interested, yes. That's what I'm told.
All right. And Ms. Moore, we have the permit fee schedule that we want to, that will address.
I haven't seen it.
Has there been any update
Not that it's been given to council office.
through the chair to the attorney?
Ms. Michaels and I discussed it. There's nothing drafted yet.
Oh.
We discussed what the fee should be based upon.
I understand.
And we have,
So we don't have one yet in place.
we don't have one in place, but we've come to sort of an agreement on what a recommendation would be for a fee based on
Okay.
actual cost to the city and
So
other
once we do
factors.
that, then we can sell this property with the right fee. We'll just table it till then. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Right.
That's what I wanted to understand. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Motion to table.
Support to table.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes to table.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes to table.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Rogan C is a yes.
Sorry.
Next item.
Next item is 13B, which was tabled August 12th. Proposed resolution providing public notice of intent to sell 6 tax reverted properties at 23-184 Byerman et al.
Okay, next item.
Next
Stays on the
item
table.
is 13C, request of the fire department to increase the award for incident reporting software to ESO Solutions, Inc., increasing the 2025-2026 period to $66,314.84, increasing the 2026-2027 period to $71,314.84, and the 2027-2028 period to $76,314 $0.84. This increase is necessary due to increased volumes and number of users, consideration and adoption of a resolution. So moved with discussion. If Commissioner would mind coming down?
Support.
Support Dwyer.
Thank you. Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Thank you.
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
Good evening, Commissioner. I have a couple of questions. The incident reporting that you gather data, where does that information go? Right? Once you gather that data, are there reporting agencies that have to be notified of our stats, I'll call them?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Federal, state, and county.
okay.
Or not technically county, Macomb County Medical Control.
Okay. Is that information protected?
Yes.
Okay.
But the not the
But
generics.
but let me get to what my point is. So we have heard, all of us, great news, right, that drug overdoses are down, right?
I track that.
Right. So do we have the ability to, of any sort of incident, track it for where it's coming from?
Where the drugs are coming from?
No,
or-
no, no, no. Where the overdoses are, where the incidents are.
Yes.
Like, how many, like, bad alarm calls? Are they concentrated in one area? Or, things like that? Are there, businesses that were over and over and over getting a false alarm on, those kind of things? How
Yes.
many calls are we getting for instance, CO2? I know people call CO2 and they'll say, I'm not sick. And we go out there, do we find people that, actually are? I mean, those are kind of things that I would be interested in, just knowing, to understand more what's going on in the city. Not who it is or anything like that, but just sort of the statistics,
Yes.
right? Are they going down? We know medical runs are up, right? Because our
Yes.
population is aging, I assume, right?
Yes.
So those are just things that I would be interested in knowing, so that we understand going forward, what some of the issues are.
Yes, we track, like, I asked for a report yesterday or a couple of days ago, of calls by piece of apparatus. And it was in my inbox today, or it probably was in there late yesterday. So yes, we have the ability, like I track Narcan administrations. Just if you can form it into a question that can be entered into our reporting software, we can break it out. And I can't think of the word, but homogenize it, where it takes out all of the identifiers.
Or sanitize it,
Yes, or make,
right, yeah.
make it so it's legal.
Right, like that we're not violating anybody's privacy, HIPAA,
Yes.
those kind of things.
Staying within HIPAA regulations, yes.
Right, yeah, because you have different things you have to watch than we do.
Yes.
Because, some of that stuff would be interesting for me to see, and maybe other people would like to see it as well.
It's like routinely we track runs per station, runs per apparatus, time of day, call volumes. Like I can tell you right off the top of my head, we average 58 calls a day. And that's periodically, you total up the number of calls, divide by the number of days in the year you're on, and come up with a number.
Right.
So there's a ton of information available. Like right now, we put together a preliminary report by station, of call volumes and where calls are coming from, and into a single report that's going to show everything from time of day to location to the type all of those things into a single type of report.
So, for instance, I know, at least I think I know, when you go on a run and Narcan has either been given or we give it, that person is taken to the hospital.
Yes.
That's protocol, right?
Yes.
So, you know, that would probably be pretty easy to track,
Yes.
things like that.
Routinely, I track Narcan administrations and any call where, actually, we track police administrations of Narcan also that are transferred to us for transport to the hospital also. So all administrations of Narcan pretty much are tracked.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be interesting, because, you know, we're trying to figure out some opioid stuff. You know, we're probably gonna be working with the drug court. You know, we've talked about doing some things. But those kind of statistics, I think, would be interesting for us to know, and, you know, those kind of things, you know.
Within the reporting.
How often do we go out for PD, that kind of stuff?
Everything from how long a call takes, how
Yeah.
long a CPR, how long a stroke victim.
Yeah,
We track a ton of things.
that's what I thought, and I just,
And we can break out a ton of things.
boy, there's been a lot of help in the last week. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, we've had mutual aid, I mean, not
All
just
over.
us, but all over, you know, the Macomb fire and the Sterling Heights incident, or St. Clair Shores incident,
And
and,
I'm thinking it's heat related. We've been on an increasing number of medical calls and provided mutual aid in an increasing abnormal number in the last week, 10 days, 2 weeks. Call volume is up.
right. I think there's a lot of people that don't have air conditioning, for one thing.
And people are trying to
Outside
save
doing
money,
things, yeah.
cutting back on air conditioning
Right, okay, all right.
as best as possible. But 90-degree days, I don't recommend it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that also, I don't know if people realize that how detrimental the heat is to firefighters doing their jobs. How many firefighters in Macomb had to be treated for basically heat exhaustion because it was 90 degrees and you've got all that equipment, and then you're in a fire.
Right.
Or outside a fire, or where it's, you know, that was just awful.
Without disparaging another community,
I know.
they need additional staff.
Yeah, well, you know what, I've, you know, talked to a lot of people this week. It was a horrible, horrible thing to happen, and you don't want that, but it did bring to light the really horrendous situation they're in out there with this. I've never seen such a low, but they used to have I think when I was on council the first time, they had a volunteer fire department.
Yes, they've made some strides, but for as large as that community is, and from the outside looking in, they need to make additional
Right,
investments.
I think
but-
it came up, maybe Sterling, or St. Clair Shores is a little light also. They could use some more manpower, but anyway, that's not our problem, but we all care about all of our communities, and we want everybody to be safe. But thank you very much for the information.
I'm trying to walk the line on these.
I don't have to. You maybe do, I'm not going to, but
Yeah.
anyway, thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Just one other thing too, Council. September 27th, you're gonna be getting the email, if I can get around to it this week. That will be the grand opening of the grand opening ceremony for Station Number 1. We are also looking at having a 6 to 8 p.m. For dignitaries and elected officials, so that you can get your walkthrough, see everything, get your pictures, do all of that stuff without the crowd of hustle and bustle who rushed us at the Station 5 ceremony.
And maybe it'll be a little cooler.
So,
Maybe it'll be a little cooler
yes,
at that time of day.
a bigger tent, and September 27th should be a little cooler, we're hoping, but it could be 90. We don't know, and those are the things we're trying to correct the challenges we had with the Station 5 ceremony.
Well, we haven't had any experience in 50 years, so.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And Station 5 and Station 1 are something that other fire departments and other communities are looking at and saying, how could that be Warren? And this is Warren. It's a compliment to you, the designers, the construction company, everyone that said, build a station that's representative of what Warren is and will be.
Yeah, as a resident, I'm very, very grateful for
It's
that.
a beautiful,
It's-
they're beautiful stations.
Yeah, they are, and it has been a long time coming.
And functional,
Yeah.
state of the art.
Yeah, they are beautiful, they are beautiful.
And they're designed with all the things we need, and some plan for the future. You know, it can grow.
Yeah.
All right.
Madam President,
Mr. Lafferty.
if Ms. Moore's done. I had a couple of questions for you regarding your letter to purchasing. The iPads that are part of this module, or required for this module, were those approved in this budget year or for the previous budget year and carried over?
The iPads, I believe that they were part of last fiscal year. However, our IT person had to wait until the software program was finished for the iPads before we wanted to purchase the actual pads, because those things, they replace them. I mean, they become obsolete quickly, and we wanted to get the latest iPad version. And essentially, they're going to become disposable when compared to a Toughbook, which are $4,000, $4,500 a piece, whereas an iPad will be under $1,000.
It's a smart move based on, and the use case is spot on for it. But the question there, I would assume we're going to be leveraging the Verizon contract to provide cell service.
Yes, yes, because we have to have hotspots. We have hotspots in all of our squads, and all of our apparatus actually. And I don't know which, I believe it's under Verizon, but I'm not certain it is, because the city does use several providers, but I believe all the fire department hotspots and data links are Verizon.
Thank you. And then the last question I had, you mentioned in here that I'm sorry, it's worded a little kludgy, the replacement eliminating approximately 15 years worth of paper documents. Is there an intention to scan the legacy paperwork?
We have already scanned our our legacy incident reports all the way back to at least 1980. We maintained, we've scanned all of that. We have gotten rid of a ton of old reports, and they're all digitized now.
Okay.
We've been doing that over the last few years.
And so those are now would be accessible through this module to
They
the
are
iPads to
accessible
look at previous service reports and see the history.
They are in the cloud and on a server,
Okay,
an internal server.
Awesome.
So they aren't going anywhere.
very good. Thank you. I have no other questions.
Thank you. Any other
Madam Chair?
discussion? Mr. Boyke.
Good evening, Commissioner. Looking at the increase in the award, it's almost doubling each year. Why?
It's about 10,000.
There-
We
Well, the first year is an actual increase of 28,000, and then the second and the third year is in the 30s.
Well, what we did was, we had multiple contracts with ESO. We consolidated them into a single invoice, which brought them all together. So in order to increase the entire award, I had to look at all facets of the contract. However, the ESO portion for the incident reporting went up approximately 5,000, and it's based on the number of users and and the number of incident reports are the two largest components. So there is some leeway to allow for increase in both without coming back to council for approval. But what looks like a super large increase is essentially bringing all the contracts into a single invoice.
We don't have that in the packet, though.
No, because the actual cost of those other contracts are staying the same. The only one that's changing
I
is
understand that, but you're asking for the increase for the year of almost 28,000 on top of the initial award. It doesn't say nothing about merging contracts.
Well, we have already merged the contract in a previous fiscal year. I think it was 2 years ago. And to encompass that payment with the increase is to not to exceed the total payment amount for all contracts to this company.
Okay, if you merged another contract into there, that contract was earmarked in a budget, correct, as a payment already? So when it transfers over into this as one, the price shouldn't change the total of the award. I'm asking, why did it go up 28,000 the first year? What initiated that?
For ESO, I have incident reporting, training software, and inspection software. All three of them were separate contracts. 2 years ago, we had different dates of when the invoice was due. So for ease of purchasing, to have one invoice, purchasing requested that we put all of the contracts onto a single payment date. So we did that with them. This year, or last year, when ESO reviewed the number of users and the number of our incident volume, we went up significantly because we were in a 15,000 incident bracket. We went up to a 22,000 incident bracket. So to cover that increase, we had to add to the total amount of the contract to cover ESO. And then for the future years, we also built in, because I can't predict exactly what incident volume will be. Historically, we've gone up about 900 to 1,000 each year over the last 12 years, except for a COVID year. So I built some fluff into it to allow us not to have to come back to council. However, the price for the upcoming, for this payment is pretty accurate, however, until ESO reviews our final numbers, I won't have a set dollar amount. But it's not a 23 or 30, near 30,000 increase.
See, I have a hard problem, not having the sufficient paperwork here to show how you're combining everything. And maybe the city controller or someone from the controller's office could enlighten me a little bit on that. Mark, do you have any information? Or Councilman Lafferty, you're pretty good with computers and software.
So, Madam Chair?
Mr. Lafferty.
Mr. Boyke, I've been looking at that, and Commissioner, you were, and perhaps you're combining terms or conflating the terms. You were saying that you combine the three contracts. Is it that we have 3 years of a contract, and what you're doing is you are combining the payments for those contracts in a purchasing function?
Let me start all over and say it this way. I have three separate invoices from Invoice. I used to have 3 separate invoices from ESO. About 2 years, I think it was 2 fiscal years ago, we consolidated them into a single pay date for all 3 contracts. For reporting, training, I believe it was training and inspections. The only one that's going up is the reporting. That's the one that's based on the number of users, which we've increased. That's the number of members in the fire department, and the call volume. And if you look at the difference between the first year, 66,314, and 71,314 for the second year, it's about $5,000. That's the increase that's built into that 66 is about $5,000. That's the total amount that we pay ESO in total that's going up. And that's all due to the incident reporting portion, the incident reporting contract. But we pay them all together. So in order to pay them, we have a total for each vendor that we will not exceed. And this is the total that we don't exceed for payment of all 3.
Okay, so Councilman Boyke, based on that, it sounds like this is more of a function of purchasing to consolidate and streamline the payments
Yes.
versus a contractual agreement that you're looking for. The contracts have not changed.
No.
His invoicing process has not changed from the company. We are opting to pay all at once versus Mark having issued 3 separate checks.
Right.
To the same vendor.
With 3 separate due dates during the fiscal year. We're having 1 due date for all 3 contracts.
Madam President, after they're done.
Also, it's an increase of the original award. That's what's.
By about $5,000.
That's separate from the combination.
Combination, okay.
Yes. So choosing to pay the three contracts or the 3 invoices all at once have no bearing on the price.
Correct. Just the incident reporting one, which went up about $5,000. If you look at years 2 and 3, they each go up about $5,000. And in total, that is to ensure that if our call volume goes up each of the next 3 years, that I won't have to come back to council to say, I need to increase the award to ESO. So it's a not to exceed amount that covers all 3. But the only one that's impacted is the reporting software. The other 2 have not changed. They are, those users, the way that those contracts are written, they're not impacted by this. And then they will all end at the same time. Because we paid the adjustment to ensure that they all have the same date.
Yep. Mr. Boyke, did you have any other questions? Because I only have one other question after you.
Just for future reference, it would greatly appreciate it if the explanation is in a package, because it doesn't say anything about combining stuff.
No, the contracts weren't combined. It's the total amount.
Payment. The payment was, but there's nothing in there that shows that. It just says an increase of award. In a resolution says that too.
Yes.
Increasing the award for incident reporting software. That's all it says.
Okay. I wrote it badly.
Yeah. Well,
I wrote it badly.
It would, I'm looking at some $120,000 increase. I want to like to know where it's going, that's all.
It's a,
It's needed, but I still have to ask those questions.
yes, I wrote it badly.
Thank you, Chair.
It's about
Are
a
you back?
$5,000 increase.
Thank you.
Up
Mr.
to a $5,000
Mr. Noonan and then
increase.
Mr. Lafferty, and then I'll call the question.
Okay, so, Skip, what I'm seeing here is for the period 6/28/25 to 6/27/26, this incident reporting software initial reward was $37,678, and then there's almost, well on its way to 100% increase of $28,636 for the new award of $66,314. I don't understand, like Councilman Boyke was saying, it seems odd. I don't see something accounting for why that's true. Then the next period, 6/28/26 through 6/27/27, the initial award was $38,808. Then the increase is $32,506, like pretty close to $100,000 again, a little bit less.
Okay.
And the new award is $71,314. I don't see an explanation for why it should be that high. The amount of runs was,
It goes from 693.44 to 66,314.84. Then the following year, it increases to
Skip, that's-
71,314.
pardon me for interrupting, but that's not what I'm seeing here.
It's on page 1 of my letter to, page 1 on my recommendation.
Maybe we don't have it.
That's part of the packet. Because the bottom line saying, therefore, the department is requesting an increase of our spending authorization with ESO Incorporated from 56,693.44 to 66,314.84 for the period June 28th, 2025 through June 27th, 2026.
Skip, I'm still trying to find your letter. I can tell you what I've got here in the packet. I've got an invoice from ESO. I've got Craig Treppa's statement. This goes on a long ways. Okay, let's see, from Craig Treppa, I have a letter, from the Warren Fire Department to Craig Treppa on July 18th of 2025, is that the letter you're referring to?
Yes, look at the bottom of that page, and the letter to Craig Treppa, starting at the 4th line from the bottom.
Okay, from 56,000 to 693.44 to 66,314.84.
Yes. And then 71 the following year, and 76 the third year. And then in the packet, there's an invoice for the $50,439, $10,875.43, and $2,487.16. And then when you add those up, it's close to the 66,314. However, I don't know what my final run volume will be for 2025, and therefore there's a little wiggle room in there to account for us exceeding what their estimate is. Or what our estimate of our run volume.
I have to admit, I'm mystified. It still looks, what I'm looking at still shows about 100% increase instead of the $5,000. So.
And maybe
I don't understand that. Apparently, Councilman Lafferty is satisfied. So, that's good.
I don't see where
Let me-
it's increasing from 36, though.
Let me, thank you. Let me direct a question through the chair to Councilman Lafferty. Councilman Lafferty, does this make sense to you?
It does.
Okay.
So, in the letter, it states that these costs are based on, and I'll quote, it's a unit cost per incident and a number of users. There's an increased cost due to the increased activity and number of users that utilize the software.
Right.
So that's cost increase number one. The other increase is that it allows for an annual 3% increase based on the annual number and of incidents and users. Now, what he's asking for is, he just said it, he doesn't know how many runs we're going to have.
Right.
So he's asking for a not to exceed amount.
Okay.
Since he doesn't know what that total number for the check will be.
Okay.
Because, sir, the last time I checked, you cannot predict the future, the number of
wish.
incidents, or the winning lottery numbers, correct?
Not yet.
Okay. So he is asking for us to authorize up to a certain amount
Right.
that this will likely cost. It will be more, it will be less, but it will not exceed this amount. He's coming to us because he doesn't want to come back and say, I don't have enough money to pay these invoices. And so I'm asking for X number of dollars, and this should cover me based on the estimates that have been provided.
Okay. It seems odd that it might be like close to 100% more than the previous bill. I mean, the amount of runs went up like 5,000, and the 3% is, nowhere near 100%. So.
Yeah. So, Madam Chair, if I might.
It's not 3% is.
So, Commissioner, the contention that he has, and I think what everyone is kind of scratching their head on, is you keep saying that it's a 3% increase. All right.
On the additional run volume above a certain amount.
Yes. So the initial award is $37,600 and change. The increase of award is $28,600. All right. So you're looking at a $28,000 increase for June 25 through June 26.
So where is that?
That's in the resolution. That's also in the cover letter from.
There's a chart.
Yeah, in the letter
Purchasing.
to City Council.
Okay, I don't have the letter from the purchasing agent in my packet, but I think what that refers to is before the 3 invoices were combined, not referring to the single component of the reporting software. The incident reporting software. There's three contracts in there.
I get that, but your.
Okay.
So, in December of '24, we approved a $20,000
Yes.
increase.
Okay, now I understand what you're looking.
All right. So now you're coming to us and you're asking for a $28,000 increase over and above what we approved in December of last year. Unless the award is incorrect, but I understand that the cost increase, the number per users, the number of incidents at 3%. But the question, if one percentage is not related to another, we just need to understand what is the difference between the $28,000 increase over and above the 3% year over year.
Okay, I understand this now. All right. The initial award for ESO for the incident reporting was $36,678. It was based on, when we first started, it was an initial 10-year contract. It allowed for them to review our incident volume and our users periodically through the contract. ESO was purchased several times. They never got around to reviewing and analyzing Warren's incident volume. So it stayed at the 37,678.
Okay.
Approximately 2 years ago, they reviewed us. It increased significantly, and when trying to figure that out, it took, because they kept changing hands, we had to dig through all of our contract and all the contract we had to determine if they could do that. And finally, we were able to figure out that they had reviewed our incident volume and number of users and increased the cost to us. That was reflected approximately 2 years ago. We paid them. It came to council late. We did pay them. So this number represents that old number. Last year's number was not 37,000. It was closer to 50,000.
All right.
This
so
is the initial contract award.
This is a true-up. What you just described is a true-up. So the company is now, it has done their review, and I would actually like to see this contract. I think it will explain the provision that they're enacting here is them saying, we reserve the right. You say that you're going to have 100 firefighters using this software, you're going to have X number of runs, and then at some point down the line, we're going to come back and review this
Yes.
to ensure that you're paying for what you're actually using.
Yes.
You just described a true-up.
Okay, and it
that's
was
a
buried
standard-
deep in the contract.
That's a standard licensing practice. That's what this is.
Mhm.
So the initial award is from year one, if I'm understanding you
Yes.
correctly, from year one, and it's not reflective of year over year or 2024 to 2025. This contract was originally issued in, was it 2015?
Probably, I think it was 2015.
So we're nearing the end of this.
Yes.
And so now we have, so that's the difference.
Good call.
The initial award is a 2015 number. It's just not correctly described in the
I
listing.
want to see that. Yeah.
All right. I'm
Okay. You
Madam
done, Mr.
Chair?
Lafferty?
I'm done.
Okay.
I understand this.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
I understand
Ms.
it
Moore?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're not comparing what, because we're mixing the 2023 things and all of that. I think that number is a little high too. Did our calls really increase by 6,000 in one year?
2015,
No. It says in 1 year.
in 1 year, I probably went up 900 calls.
Okay, it says here, it went from 24 to 25, it went up 6,000 in 1 year. It says here, June 4th, 2004 through June 3rd, 2025, the total EMS incidents have risen from 15.5 to 21,000. I don't think that's
From, what was the first year?
24. I don't think it went up in 1 year, 6,000 calls.
No, it goes up about 900 calls a year.
So I think
That
that's
may-
just a typo.
That
the
might be a
wrong-
typo.
I think the wrong, because I know they go up, but I don't think they went up
Right,
that
we
much.
average about 900
That's,
per
okay.
year more than the previous year. We're about to break 22,000.
Right, I just didn't think, I don't think, yeah, that number's not right. But this is another little topic, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Has Bill Alter's situation been rectified on his position?
No, not yet.
So that's 2 years now. So is he being paid out of class?
No.
So he'll have, since we approved that and his position changed and the money, this is the second budget year, so he's gonna have a big payday coming, because he probably should be paid back to the day we said he gets paid. So, anyway, that better be taken care of. That's ridiculous. I know it's not your fault. I don't mean to, I'm not pointing fingers at you. I know it's not your fault. But anyway, that needs to be taken care of. He works really hard. He does a lot of good work, and I know that. So, that needs to be done.
Okay, Mr. Boyke, and then calling the question. Go ahead. Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be more than happy to send you the contract. I think you
I-
asked for it.
I need to speak.
I would like to see the contract, but most of all, you said something during your conversation with us that they didn't commit to their review on time, basically. They waited 2-3 years and then they did it. Is that correct?
Yes, they could review us annually.
Well-
I haven't read it yesterday, but when I did read it, they have the ability to review our run volume and users
All right.
every year.
So if we don't get it annually, and they give it to us 3 years from now, as you indicated, they went a couple years, you said at least a couple years, and then they're attaching a bill to that when you never had a chance to argue, the stats or anything, because it wasn't presented to you. That's a breach of contract on your side.
Well, our run volume, our incidents are submitted to them. They see how many incidents we enter into their software, and then they can see the number of users that we have licenses for. Each year, as we've increased the number of people in the department, we add users. The fact that they didn't bill us for them, they didn't bill us retroactively. They billed us the increase for the year that they actually reviewed it.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I'd like to introduce a motion to table this until we get the information. It's too cloudy to figure it out right here, right now, with too many questions.
So there's a tabling motion.
And to receive a copy of the contract and
Have this clarified.
ledgers of all the payments that we've made to them.
So those are two separate motions.
Okay.
You make the first one and then table it?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, not to,
Madam,
you could approve it and get the report. We're not gonna not approve it, because we have to have it, so.
yeah, Madam Chair, before we make the tabling motion, I'd like to ask if there's any risk to us tabling, or would it be acceptable, Mr. Boyke, would you find it acceptable, Mr. Noonan, to approve on the condition that council receive the contracts in the morning to review, and then within our period of reconsideration for the next 3 days, if you have serious concerns?
I'll be good with that.
I'm not quite good with that.
I'm good.
I don't know. Is this a true up, as you say? Well, you think so, but I don't see it in the packet clearly stated. And I want to know, for instance, what are the actual increases in the amount of runs, if that's part of how this is calculated. I want to know how it all calculates. I want to see it. It's not here. I can't vote on it this way. So I want it tabled, and when it comes back, I want it clear, if that's acceptable.
All right. Then, Madam Chair, my original question stands. Is there any risk to us delaying this by 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I'm asking you, Mr. Chairman, or Mr. Commissioner.
I don't think they're gonna cancel us, no. We're too deep in. I can provide you, I can provide you with the number of users per year. That's easy. That's the number of employees in the fire department each year. And if you want to verify that, you can look right at your adopted budget. That's the number of users. And then the call volume is our call volume taken from ESO reporting software. And that'll show the 10 years of incident volume through there, but that's not, well, I'll have to see what the report looks like, but yeah.
So, Madam Chair, it sounds like even with the delay, he still has an approved award and an allocation to make a payment. 2 weeks that we would meet an emergency if we needed to
I don't
arrange
think
that.
they're gonna
This-
cancel us.
No, I don't
Too big of
see
a
that either.
client.
I mean, it's late, yeah, we're a big client, it's already late, and I don't think 2 more weeks is going to harm anything.
Okay.
And Madam
you.
Chair, if we could have that corrected on page 1 of 2, I don't know who said it, but let's get that number right, because I know it's not correct.
Oh, what year,
It says, look, that paper you've got, look at the bottom of it, where the chart, I think Mary handed it to you. You took it
Yes,
back?
she
Anyway, it says, for the period June 4, 2024 through June 3, 2025, the total EMS incidents have risen from 15,535 to 21,785.
That's a typo for
Right.
sure.
And the number of users has increased from 138 to 144. That sounds right.
Correct.
I think the beginning date is wrong
I
of the
believe-
increased, but let's just get that right if we can. If it's gonna
Okay.
come back to us, I'm sure somebody picked up a wrong year.
Yes,
Thank you.
that sounds like 2004.
Mr. Boyke, you had made the motion to table and then Mr. Noonan supported. I will call the question. Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes?
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes to table.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes to table.
Ms. McGee?
Yes, the table.
Ms. Moore?
Yes to table.
Rogan C is a yes. Item is tabled.
And just so I'm clear, you want the contract, the number of users, and the incident volume for the 10 years of the, approximate 10 years of the contract.
Yes, dating back to 2015.
And I would suggest
I want to
contacting,
clarify, pardon.
Go ahead, Mr.
Through the,
Noonan.
through the president, I want to clear how you arrived at that, at these numbers.
so, Commissioner, if you could call Mr. Noonan in the morning, perhaps you can set up some time to review this.
That'd be good.
Thank you. Okay, next item.
Next item is 13D, request to approve an RFP panel for EMS billing services and to appoint a member of the council to serve on the panel. Madam Chair,
Ms. Moore?
if nobody else wants to do it, I'll do this one.
Okay, Ms.
Unless you want to do it, Mr. Dwyer? Because I'm not doing any of the rest of them, I can tell you right now.
I can do this one, yes.
Okay, and I won't do any of them.
You want to nominate?
Yes, I'll nominate Mr. Dwyer.
Support.
I'll accept.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congrats, Mr. Dwyer. Next item.
Next item is request to approve an RFP panel for wastewater treatment plant supplemental electrical services agreement and to appoint a member of council to serve on the panel. Madam Chair, I just want to point out that there is a mistake on this. It says acting human resource director or her designee. That's incorrect on that. And it was dated 8/4/2025. So that would be the human resource director or his designee, it should be.
Which one is that?
E.
E. Anyone interested in E?
Oh, no. I'd pay not to be on it.
That's the electrical.
I will volunteer. Yeah.
You'll take it?
I'll take one for the team.
I'll nominate President Rogan C.
Thank you. Any
I support that.
Thank you, Dwyer. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next item.
Next item is F. Request to approve an RFP panel for a wastewater treatment plant technology services agreement and to appoint a member of council to serve on the panel. I nominate Mr. Lafferty.
Accepted.
Support anyone?
Support?
Support Mr. Noonan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congrats, Mr. Lafferty. Next item.
Next item is 13G, request to approve an RFP panel for time and attendance solution and to appoint a member of council to serve on the panel.
I'll volunteer.
Mr. Boyke,
I'll make a motion to appoint Boyke.
Support.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congrats, Mr. Boyke. Next item.
Next item is 13H, request to approve the reappointment of Glenn Eckert to the Brownfield Development Authority for a term to expire March 28, 2028. So moved.
Enthusiastically support.
Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is 13I, which was 4N on the consent, consideration and adoption of a resolution accepting and approving the agreement with Zambelli Fireworks Manufacturing Company for 2025 fireworks display. Motion to approve with discussion.
Support Lafferty.
Discussion, Ms. Moore.
Yeah, my only comment was, and maybe my memory is not that good, but it said, aren't the costs for the birthday bash paid for by the DDA? That was my impression. But this says, this is coming through Parks and Rec, and there's a sentence says that the DDA will likely replenish the account upon its formal approval of funding. I mean, I don't think that we should be making decisions on, they will likely do something. And, I mean, but you can't say that they're going to vote for something. They can consider a payment on something, but you can't guarantee there's gonna be a vote of the
That's correct.
DDA.
That's why it's being charged to the Parks and Recreation budget initially. It could end up staying there, but
Right.
the likelihood is that the DDA has paid for this service for the last several years.
Right.
What happened, we got the information late from Parks and Recreation, and then it's compounded by the fact that the DDA didn't have a quorum this month.
And, yeah, and they don't have a quorum for September either as well.
So,
So the move,
hopefully,
well, no, that we were given notice today that they didn't have a quorum for the next meeting, and so it's been pushed out later in September. That's a problem. We've got to get
oh,
that.
absolutely, it's.
That DDA has got to be manned, and we need more members, and we're not gonna get anything done if we don't get people on there that can approve and get moving. You know, I had a meeting with Mr. Bomarito, Mr. Lafferty and I like 3-4 weeks ago. We're trying to jumpstart this whole town center thing. Nothing's gonna happen if we don't have people on that board. So, anyway, we gotta get rolling on that. But I thank you for the information. I'm good.
Any other discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Lafferty?
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Boyke?
Yes.
Mr. Noonan?
Yes.
Ms. McGee?
Yes.
Rogan C. is a yes. Motion carries. Next item.
Next item is audience participation for general topics.
Thank you. Members of the audience, everyone here knows the rules. Ms. Sanker, if you could put in your form, please, if you plan to speak. First up is Curtis Oshkosh. If you go to the microphone, you can hear we can't hear you, unfortunately.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Curtis Oshkosh, member of this community. I gave you guys a copy of something that might not seem significant, but it's kind of important. I have a graphics background before becoming a pastor, and this refers to the use of the city seal and logo. I mean, it seems kind of amateurish that they would just throw a sticker on the side of a expensive city vehicle. I don't understand why maintenance is truncated. there's no period after it. It just looks and the sticker's crooked on the vehicle. Why do we use bumper stickers? I mean, Mr. Noonan, he's got a graphics background, I believe. And in addition to the use of the logo, we need the proper use and a style manual on how to use the city logo, how to apply it and how it should be applied to various vehicles to make our city represented well. We also, if you collected anybody's business card from City Hall, which I seem to have a lot of contact with them, there's a number of business cards. They're all different. There's not a consistent theme with even our city's graphic usage, which should be uniform all the way across. I mean, we should have some kind of manual style guide that shows the proper use of the city logo on vehicles, on letterheads, websites, the colors, the format. Any big corporation or entity that has a formal logo does such things. I've worked with a lot of them in my previous life. And it's just kind of funny because there's no consistency with the image. It has to do with professionalism. There's questions with uniformity. It just looks sloppy, just like a lot of things in our city, just amateurish. And I don't know who was the person behind this, but just not a good thing all the way around. And that's my comments regarding an official agenda item, and then I'll talk about something else for my general audience.
You don't get a second one, because you came in at the end of the agenda. You still have, I will give you 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds left for this agenda, but that's all you get. Ms. Harris is next.
So I probably owe an apology to the planning and zoning people from my comments earlier. But I really can't think of an apology to make when the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing and people are not working together right to get the city. But in terms of talking about things that look sloppy in the city, I'm glad that Mr. Asash said that because he is an expert in that. I also wanted to suggest that was a lot of time spent up here talking about $20,000. And I understand that every penny counts. But we have things on this approval for millions of dollars of things. Millions of dollars. And that it didn't make a lot of sense to me that the 20,000 in the firefighter thing was such a big deal. I don't think they're trying to steal money. It may have been incorrectly written, but gosh, it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing, I think. So I would really like to see things actually happen, just like all of you. And we can't have a commission, for example, the Planning Commission, trying to decide if they're going to follow the planning director's instructions or they're going to decide as a commission themselves that they're going to handle things differently and send everything to zoning first. So those are the things that came up last night. We really need to get fixed. And they are in charge, essentially, of the planning department. And I don't think they see the power that they have and the difference that they can make. So those are my comments, and I still think we need some classes. Thank you.
Mr. Van der Linden, and then Ms. Sanker.
Mr. Boyke, you did a wonderful job doing your homework, checking the facts, and speaking out on it. That's a lesson that some of the people next to you should learn. Job well done. It's been a year and a half that we have Ms. Michaels giving legal advice to the mayor, and she's not the city attorney. And we yet allow this to happen because as long as the mayor doesn't get penalized for not listening to the city attorney, and this council isn't gonna fight for the people, why should she have to change? The last council would have fought hard. They would have fought Fouts. They would have done what was right for the people. The citizens that vote you in. This council, ashamed of yourselves, look downward, don't want to hear it, or feed their face, and aren't fighting for the people. We don't want to be known for that anymore. We were prouder of the last group that at least had the gonads to stand forward and fight for the people. Fight for our rights and what was right. As long as you let this mayor get away with everything she's doing, and screw Miss Michaels over, I don't know the lady, she's probably a very nice lady, but my heart goes out for her the way this council is allowing her to be abused. FOIAs. I mentioned this before, I thought something would happen.
1 minute, Mr.
I have
Vanderliden.
4 FOIAs that
1
are
minute.
out there. Out of the 4 FOIAs, some have been denied, and if the proper paperwork has been turned in to come before the council again to have it changed. And the other FOIAs, although the time is up and everything else, still have not been giving me a yay or nay or an extension or nothing. We're not answering FOIAs anymore. As long as the mayor doesn't want that information out, we'll just put a black marker to everything and turn our heads and cough to the left. I expect better from this council. I expect more. You've done a good job yourself. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Ms. Sanker.
Good evening. The local newspaper told of a prayer service held highlighting the opening ceremony of Cruise and Gratiot. The initiator of the article said the prayer service was to give thanks to God and to honor the country. They did this to celebrate a cherished community tradition, namely the Gratiot Cruise. Some of our cherished community traditions in Warren are the Christmas manger, the prayer station, and the National Day of Prayer. Do people care about these values? Yes, they do. We Americans are all about God and country, and instead of our new mayor honoring our traditions and values, she took them away. And in place, she honored the atheists and the gays. She gave the gays a parade, Events Day, and 30 days of recognition. But the Christian community, no National Day of Prayer, even though Google says Warren has a majority of Christian population and that Christianity is the predominant religion of our city. And because of this statistic, the mayor should restore the Christmas manger, restore the prayer station, and start planning next year's National Day of Prayer now. As I said before, our founders proclaimed God as an essential part of government. Without God and Christian principles, a community scatters. Many people are upset with the mayor. It's a mistake for politicians to mess with people's traditions. They were here before the politicians and will remain long after they are gone. Politicians are short-term, while traditions are lasting. Traditions are something that binds us when we can't agree on anything else. Christian values helps us to do our best daily. Why would you snub them, Mayor? Thank you, Council.
Thank you. That is the end of audience. Next item.
Next item is council response to audience.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Dwyer.
Yes, in response to Mr. Vanderlinden and the city attorney, yeah, it's really become more than ridiculous that we're going on 2 years and still do not have a city attorney. When, as discussed at the last meeting a few weeks ago, that is one of the most important department heads within this city. And for her, the mayor, to be dragging her feet, and we're closing in on 2 years with no city attorney. I mean, Mary Michaels, I think we all on council believe she's done a really good job. So why the mayor is not looking or going forward with appointing Mary Michaels, I don't quite understand, but if she's not gonna go that direction, why is she not going out and actively trying to seek out somebody, anybody, to become our city attorney? So it's just, you know, pretty shameful that we're in this situation. I know us as council are trying to work and get this thing moving forward as best we can. Again, we discussed that a couple weeks ago. So we're trying to get things done as best we can. On another subject real quick, as far as the Family Safety Day, another thing that's going to be going on over there is we will be giving away free gun locks. And then, of course, don't forget there'll be free ice cream as well.
What day is it? What day is that again?
And again, that date is this Saturday, August 16th, from 2 to 6 at Hallmich Park on 13 Mile. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
And Ms. Moore.
Last week, I brought up an issue about people parking and blocking sidewalks, and I got a lot of feedback from that. So I thought I would just add a little public service announcement at every meeting and ask the police what are some issues that they would like me to get out there. And one of the issues is we'd like everybody lock your cars. Just lock your cars. Don't leave money visible, because somebody will break into your car for 2 quarters. They will do that. Don't keep laptops in your car. Don't keep a gun in your car. And make sure you lock it, because a lot of times people, they just are not locked. So if you need to be aware of what is visible, somebody can look through your windows, and if you keep anything valuable out of your car and lock your doors, you're gonna be in much better shape for not being a victim of vandalism and theft and, you know, stealing your car. And I do have something else to say. I know everybody's gonna be shocked. Mr. Ostosh, you might wanna hold on to your seat, because I actually agree with branding. Sterling Heights, our friends to the north, went through they brought in consultants, and their entire city is branded. Every email that is sent out uses the same font, right? Every sign is the same font. The message is the same. The colors are the same for their vehicles. In Warren, we got this color, that color, you know, and nothing matches. And was brought up about business cards. We do. We all have different business. The council doesn't even have different ones. I have a different business card than some people have, because some people have the old seal, and I've never had that one. But we really need to do a better job of branding and being consistent about what the public's, it just is a more professional way to do business. And, because I actually called the police earlier this week and said, why are we buying 4 or 5 black vehicles and 2 white? Well, they're gonna put a skin on one that says it's community policing and whatever, but I still think just keep it the same color. All the vehicles in the fire department should be red, from the commissioner, all the trucks, DPW should have the same color, and it would just look so much more professional. So I agree with you, Mr. Ostosh. Those are my comments.
Any other council response?
Madam Chair?
Mr. Boyke?
My response is to Ms. Harris. When the commissioner came up here, he kind of was lost. There were many inconsistencies. Documentation was not provided in the packet. It came from merging contracts to typos, and even our secretary, Ms. Kemp, had to give him a document that he didn't even have, that he presented. If all that was presented in a packet, it would have passed. But there was nothing in there, and he couldn't answer the questions. And I can't vote for something like that without a complete package. He is a department head. He's supposed to be prepared, and he wasn't. And he admitted. He said, "I made a mistake," and he shrugged it off. You know, and that's not the way we do business. I'm sure we're going to get all the information back, and we'll proceed accordingly. But whether it's 5,000, 28,000, 200,000, we have to ask those questions. And I'm sorry, that you feel that way, but I was elected to do a job, and I have to ask the questions. And I'll yield back.
Any other response? Okay, next item.
Motion to adjourn.
Support Dwyer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Good night, everyone.